just a moment. But first, we begin with the return of summer, and the heat could stick around for the rest of the week. Storm Track 8 meteorologist Efridge Davis is in for Andrew Stutzky. She's tracking the temperatures, which might break a record today, right, Efridge?
Yes, absolutely. There is a possibility that we might break a record. As you can see currently right now, we're already sitting at 80 degrees and it's just a little bit after 11. So it's going to get much warmer as our day continues on. Now, both Moline and Davenport are sitting at 80 degrees. Currently looking at temperatures right now, we're in the upper 70s, lower 80s across the area. We are sitting at 76 in Aledo, 77 in Galesburg, 80 in Clinton. So we're getting nice and warm, and those temperatures are going to get much warmer to see if we can tie a possible record, maybe even break it. Now looking at our radar, it is nice and clear. There is not a cloud or rain in sight, so it's very possible that we will get to that record possibly with no clouds trying to block us from the heat. Now looking at our next 8 on 8, it's going to be in the 80s, reach possibly 90, which is that record we're trying to tie by 4 p.m. and then we're going to decrease into the 70s by tonight. Now looking at your overnight temperatures, we're going to get to the upper 50s as our low, so really nice and warm. What we're tracking for you, we are tracking a warm work week ahead and beautiful fall sunny days. Angie?
Be good weather yesterday for the Quad Cities Marathon. Okay. I'm sure those runners are happy that they ran yesterday and not today, right?
Oh, I am sure they're really happy right now that they ran yesterday, barely just missing like the summer return temperatures.
Yeah, and summer's back.
Summer's back. We were just talking about this last week with the start of fall.
This time last week, we were literally sitting here being like, fall, y'all. Yes. 48 hours away from fall. And now here we are. It's going to like maybe break a record today.
Yes.
Of course. Welcome to the Midwest.
Thank you. Thank you. Looking right now at our camera right now, it's really nice and clear outside. A nice view, nice clear skies, no clouds at all. We're sitting at 80 degrees right now, which is very warm. Now, the good thing about this warmth is that the dew temperatures are low. We're in the 50s. So therefore, although it is 80, we're not experiencing any humidity. So it is what it feels like outside, which is 80. We have some nice gusty winds of about 14 miles per hour to help us cool off a little bit as we continue on about our day. Now, sitting here in Moline, it's same thing, 80 degrees, nice low dew points, just a slightly bit stronger winds of about 16 miles per hour. Now, looking at our temperatures right now, we're sitting in the low 80s, upper 70s right now, 77 in Galesburg, 79 in Muscatine, 75 in Savannah. So it's already really warm for the start of our day, and we're not even at noon yet. It's just going to get warmer as we continue on. Radar is nice and clear right now. Just a few clouds that were over there in our southwestern counties earlier, but those have now moved out. I expect it to stay clear throughout the remainder of the day. Now, looking at our future track, there is nothing on it as we go through to Tuesday. Oh, there's some clouds tomorrow morning, but other than that, it's looking really nice and dry. There's no weather. We have warm temperatures, possible 90 degrees today. Now, what's so special about that 90 degrees? Well, let's take a look back at our records. The record high on this day, September 27th, is 90 degrees in 1990. We are on track to tie that record, possibly break it. I think it's very possible that we will tie it, so it's a good thing that we had that marathon yesterday and not today, or else it would be very warm outside. Now, here's some other records we have. Our record low on this day was 32 degrees back in 1940, and we had just over 2 inches of rain back in 1959. So we are on track to tie that record, and here is why we are on track to tie that record. We have this jet stream that's way up right there, as you can see, in Canada. So this will allow warm air from the south to blow up. So we have those warm air sitting here. And this ridge we're going to sit under, which is going to allow us to have this nice weather for at least the majority of our work week before it moves on. Now, temperatures by tomorrow morning, it's going to be nice and cool. It's going to be in the upper 50s for majority of the area, 56 in DeWitt, 58 in Tipton, 57 in Geneseo. So it's going to be a nice start to your morning tomorrow, but it's going to get warm again. We're not done yet with this heat. It's going to be in the mid to upper 80s tomorrow, possible 90s as you can see at Iowa City. We're sitting at 87 in Kewaunee, 85 in Monticello. So it's going to be another warm summer-like day, just slightly cooler than it is today. Now looking at today, we are sitting at 90 degrees, on track to have a record-setting day tonight. It's going to be nice and cool. It's going to be about 57 with some strong wind speeds of about 16 miles per hour. Now taking a look at our next 8 on 8, those upper 70 temperatures, possibly another 90 on Wednesday. We're going to remain very warm throughout the week, and as we head until Friday, then we're going to get back into the low 80s, possible 70s. Rain chances come back into your forecast on Friday. Slight chance for Friday. I don't think it really affects Friday night football. If we do get the showers, it would be in the afternoon. But we're getting teased again with fall. We'll see.
And we need that rain, that's for sure.
Yes, we definitely
All right, I have a serious question for you. We're going to maybe break a record that was set in 1990.
Yes.
Were you alive in 1990?
I was not. I'm sorry.
Very, very old. These youngins, the youth, they're taking over News 8. Watch out, people. Thank you, Effridge. Still ahead, coronavirus on the dance floor. Now let's check in with Effridge, who's tracking the temperatures. Effridge?
Yes, giving us an update right now. Our air quality is currently sitting really well. We are in the good zone. We are sitting at 42. Now, for those people who suffer from allergies, we are in the moderate zone for grass pollen and weed pollen. However, we remain low and very low for tree pollen and mold spores. Now, for people who suffer from joint pain, arthritis, headaches, any body aches that is changed by the air pressure, today we probably feel some pains. We're going to have a nice, green day tomorrow. The middle of the week, you may experience some pains before, as we head into the weekend, it's going to be nice and you get a little relief from the past couple of days. We'll be right back after the break.
Here's Effridge.
Yes, looking outside, it is really nice and clear. Taking a look at our camera. Currently right now in Davenport, it is 80 degrees. Those dew point temperatures are in the 50s, so we will not be experiencing any humidity. It is what it feels like outside. We do have some nice wind speeds of about 14 miles per hour to hopefully cool us down from the 80s, make it a little bit cooler. We're sitting at 80 as well in Moline, same thing, nice dew point temperatures, just slightly faster wind speeds of about 16 miles per hour. Now taking a look right now at our current temperatures, we are sitting in the low 80s, upper 70s, 78 in Kewaunee, 77 in Galesburg, 81 in DeWitt. So we're really warm temperatures for the time of day. It's about 11:30 right now, and those temperatures are going to get warmer as we head into the afternoon hours. Taking a look at our radar, it is absolutely clear. There is not any rain or any clouds, and I expect that to last throughout the rest of your day. Now looking at our future track, as we continue throughout the day, there is no rain, no clouds. As we head into tomorrow, we do get some clouds in the morning and then they go away by the afternoon, and then we're gonna have a nice clear Tuesday. Again, it's gonna be warm, about 87 degrees. Now we're having summer-like warmth even though fall started just about 5 days ago. Right now we are sitting at 90 degrees, and today we are actually on track to break a record. In September 27th, 1990, it was 90 degrees. Today, it is 90 degrees. I really do think we're going to tie this record. We may break it with the amount of clouds. Since we have no clouds, it's very possible we can maybe get some extra heating, but I definitely do believe that we are going to at least tie this record today. The summertime warmth is going to continue in the 90s, are back on Wednesday before dipping down to the upper 80s. So we're going to continue to have this warmth. Now, what are some consequences of having some fall warmth? Well, the thing is mosquitoes and allergies. Mosquitoes are going to be out longer. They're going to be biting and passing diseases longer from one person to another. And those who suffer from allergies like myself, you guys are going to be having longer allergy related issues. So definitely want to keep the Claritin, Allegra, whatever you use around for you a little bit longer. Now looking at our temperatures tomorrow, it's going to be in the upper 50s, lower 60s, 59 in Galesburg, 58 in Kewaunee, 58 in Sterling. So it's going to be a nice cool start to your morning, but again, we're going to have warmer temperatures. So that's why we're kind of starting in the upper 80s, lower 60s, because we're going to be up in the mid 80s by tomorrow, possible some 90s as we see in Iowa City, 89 in Galesburg, 88 in Clinton, and then we have 86 in and 85 in Monticello. So that's what we are experiencing for tomorrow. Now today it's going to be nice, clear and warm. It's going to be 90 degrees, some nice little wind breeze of about 9 miles per hour. It's going to feel really dry. Now looking at tonight, it's going to be cool and dry as well. Open those windows if you would like to. It's going to be 57 degrees. Although I've been told that's kind of warm here. For me, that feels really great, so definitely would be opening up the windows tonight. We're going to have some nice wind speeds, about 16 miles per hour, so in fact, we'll probably feel cooler. Looking at our next 8 on 8, those warm temperatures are going to last throughout the first half of your work week. By Friday, we're going to return to the lower 80s, 70s by this weekend with the return of some showers. Now, Friday, there are some possibilities for some showers. However, I do not think they will affect Friday football. And so that's where we are sitting, a nice little, hopefully, return to fall.
Yeah. It is so funny about how temperatures, like in the fall, there could be the exact same temperatures in the spring and they feel totally different. Oh, yeah. Like we'll be like, oh, it's so cold, but then after a winter, we'll get to March, we'll be like, this is amazing, open up the sunroof, get out the flip-flops. So it's just a strange place to live, as we all know and love very much. Thank you, Everett. It's time for Ag. Welcome back to Good Morning Quad Cities at 11. And we welcome in Andrew for our Monday segment full of interesting and entertaining stories. How are you, Andrew?
Wouldn't miss for the world. I'm good.
That's good. Well, let's get started with some carbs because we're all getting kind of hungry for lunch, right? We all know it only takes 4 ingredients to make France's traditional baguette: flour, yeast, water, and salt.
But one baker is actually giving away his secrets to making the best bread. He won the title of Best Baguette in Paris in 2012, and his work is judged on how it is baked, the taste, the crumb, the bubble pattern, and the size. But this baker says it's all about the technique and loving what you're doing. He puts his dough in a cold room to build the aroma, and then he leaves it overnight before baking. The American tourists, well, they say that they can taste the love.
You have to buy 3. The first one you eat as you're walking home. The second one is for your meal, and the third one goes into the freezer.
The baker says in 2019 he went from selling about 300 baguettes a day to more than 900. That's a lot of baking.
A lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. 2 guys in New Zealand love their KFC so much they broke quarantine and filled their cars with the original recipe. According to a press release by the New Zealand police, the officers had spotted a suspicious-looking vehicle near Auckland's southern border. They were trying to get into Auckland with $100,000 cash in a car trunk full of KFC takeaway food.
Oh my gosh.
According to the police, officers noticed a suspicious-looking vehicle traveling on a gravel road, and when they saw the police car, the vehicle did a U-turn and took off. The reason the men were trying to smuggle in KFC food is that New Zealand is currently in lockdown due to the outbreak of cases of the COVID-19 Delta variant. Most of the outbreaks have been in Auckland, where restaurants are also shut and only essential services are allowed to operate.
I would think going on a gravel road with like all the the gravy and stuff, you'd think that it would just be everywhere. You think it would lead to a very, very big mess.
100,000 in a trunk full.
At least it would smell good. You know?
That's true. But now they don't have a car anymore. A Moscow street turned into a landing zone on Friday, and drivers were not happy about it. Take a look at this. A group of base jumpers landed on the street after jumping off a nearby tower. According to a witness who filmed the landing, at least 4 base jumpers performed the stunt despite heavy rain and low visibility, as you can see. Moscow police are now trying to figure out who the jumpers are and how they got access to the building. Let the investigation begin.
That's terrifying.
Yes, terrifying.
Like as a
for sure.
meteorologist,
Yeah.
low visibility and rain? No.
Can you imagine if you're a driver? Just
Choom. Right on top of you.
right, exactly.
Freaky.
Yeah.
Hey, a woman in Europe found out she was losing her eyesight and decided to knock one big thing off her bucket list. She decided she wanted to go flying with geese. A microlight pilot took her high up over the French Alps with a flock of geese who were actually trained to follow the aircraft through the sky. She says she was so moved by the experience that she broke down in tears after the flight. The pilot started his company recently and charges €450 for a flight.
That is just stunning. What a beautiful,
Especially the scenery, the Alps.
really a bird's eye view.
goodness.
Yeah,
Literally.
I know.
That's a good one.
Well, still ahead, from the Revolutionary War to Operation Freedom, how a mission to uncover old war relics is helping veterans of today. That story's coming up. We are back, and an Italian artist is plowing his way back into the headlines. We showed you Dario's work a couple of months ago when Italy won the European Championship for soccer. Well, now he's marking the 100th anniversary of a Russian novelist's birth. The portrait was cut out of 25,000 meters of wheat stubble using a tractor, plow, and rotary harrow. He has produced several land art pieces and giant portraits in the past, like Pope Francis, Beethoven, and Presidents Barack Obama and Joe Biden. That is incredible.
Wow.
Wow, it's like, I've always thought corn mazes are amazing. That's right up there, right?
That's just a whole new level.
I wonder like what it takes to go through to like, okay, I need to drive here,
Yeah,
like the
that's-
math and go
Hard
over.
because when you're looking at a painting, you're looking at the painting like that.
Yeah.
But like I mean, all the power to them, right? Military veterans who carefully dug and sifted through clumps of dirt this month at a Revolutionary War battlefield site in New York State did more than uncover artifacts fired from muskets and cannons.
The meticulous.
Really want to focus more on the abilities of our veterans rather than the disabilities. We've seen that veterans are actually very good at archaeology when they're properly trained. So we want to take the skills that they have from the military and teach them how to do this really well, because we've seen that mental health aspect come in because of the sense of pride in doing this mission properly and doing it in a technically proficient manner.
The meticulous field work, it gave the veterans some dealing with the post-traumatic stress disorder and physical injuries, a familiar sense that is of camaraderie and mission. This is happening in Saratoga National Historical Park in New York State. The veterans, they worked in specific crews and spent several days digging small holes at spots that set off the metal detectors, then searching through the damp clumps to uncover old nails, mostly. While the group deals with mostly veterans with disabilities, their focus is on what participants can do in the field instead of any injuries. The field work was first conducted at the site in 2019. Work was interrupted, though, by the pandemic last year, but the crews with shovels and metal detectors were back this month, and they're wrapping it up this week.
The volcano eruption on Spain's Canary Islands is creating a spectacular show. The eruptions began several days ago, but the lava flow has continued. One giant river of lava, 2,000 feet wide, flowed to about 13 feet per an hour. A second stream of lava has virtually stopped and is now expected to reach the Atlantic Ocean. Scientists says systematic activity on La Palma Island was now low, but molten rock is still being thrown out of the. Scientists say the lava flow could continue for months.
What a mess there.
Wow.
I feel so bad for all the homes destroyed and all the people evacuated. Can you imagine a volcano erupting in backyard? Not good. Well, over the past few weeks, large companies have been changing their logos. They aren't good logo redesigns either. It's all because of a TikTok video and a very dry sense of humor.
First, Nafol reached out to me. They do sports like football and such. Your logo is very boring and I don't appreciate that pointy part. So I redesigned it in a much more patriotic way. I'm also looked up and I'm pretty sure he is the president of the football league.
Emily Zugay has been changing logos in almost criminal ways. She started with companies like Starbucks, Amazon, and Adobe, then would piece together the messy graphics along with misspellings and bad colors, and then give an explanation of why she's doing this. What people don't realize is that she's joking. This is a whole big joke. But the trend caught on, and now companies are asking her to change their logo because any press is, like free press is good press, right? So here are some of the other examples that we're going to show you. There is Target. She called the design childish. She likes Kmart's better. There's also, I want to see what she did with the Target one. Did she change it?
I'm curious, yeah, what happened?
Oh, she likes Kmart's better.
There's the K.
Yes. Okay.
And
Oh, that's
oh,
interesting.
Is that an elk?
Is that a
Is that
or
a
a deer?
I can't tell.
don't understand. Okay, let's move on to TikTok. She says nothing about the logo represents time or a clock, so she went with the clock.
Oh.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
NASA. She didn't like anything about that logo for NASA, so she went simple. Let's take a look. Oh. That's it. Very minimalist. Several corporate victims have gotten in on this joke, with the Washington Post, Tinder, NASCAR, Tampax, the Detroit Lions, all asking for redesigns. That is hilarious.
I
Amazing.
figured out the target. It's
Yeah?
the out, because when you go hunting,
Oh, a
you have like a
target.
target.
I like
I
those
figured
games.
it out.
Yes, arcade game. That's great. All right, let's take a live look from our Moline Eagle Eye. We should have her do our logo next, right?
Yeah.
I wonder what she'd come up with. Good morning, Quad Cities at 11. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Looking at our radar right now, it is absolutely really quiet right now. There is no clouds or rain in sight. It's going to stay nice and clear throughout the day. By the way, that is not clouds that you see getting bright. That is the ground. It's picking up on the ground right now, the radar. These are not clouds, just to point that out. Looking at our current temperatures right now, we're sitting in the lower 80s, upper 70s, 81 in Quad Cities, 80 in Clinton, 78 in Galesburg. These temperatures are going to get much warmer, as we are expecting temperatures in the upper 80s to possible 90 degrees today. It's going to be nice, sunny, and hot. Today we're on track to possibly tie, maybe even break a record. Now tonight it's going to be nice, mild, and clear. It's going to be about 57 degrees. So open up those windows if you would like to. Now getting a look now at our 7-day forecast, our next 8 on 8, I should say, those mid to upper 70 or 80 temperatures are going to last throughout the rest of the week. We're going to see rain return possibly on Friday. However, I do not think that will affect our football games, where temperatures are going to decrease back into the 70s by this weekend, get a nice break. However, there is still a chance for rain, and that rain chance will continue into the start of your work week, but we're going to be back below the average finally instead of above it.
And we need that rain. Those rain chances are going to be really, really
Yes.
important the drier and drier we get.
Yes, unfortunately, they're not super big rain chances,
Yes.
but any little bit can help.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a sprinkling or two. All right, here's a look at the top stories we're following this morning. Starting today, bus services are suspended in Aledo for the Mercer County School District because of a lack of school bus drivers. It's a nationwide problem, but it's causing a lot of issues in rural districts. Buses will be available for most of the district's other rural routes. Service to Aledo may resume this Friday, October 1st, but first, the district needs drivers. The school boards of the Pleasant Valley and North Scott school districts are meeting tonight to discuss masks and COVID-19 protocols. It comes as large school districts in Davenport, Burlington, and Muscatine have reimposed mask mandates after a federal judge put a hold on an Iowa law that banned them in schools. Meanwhile, last week, the Bettendorf School District voted no on requiring masks in its schools. Pleasant Valley's school board meeting starts at 6 p.m. tonight. It'll be streamed on the district's YouTube channel. North Scott's board meets at 6:30 p.m. at North Scott Junior High School. Rock Island Academy's Million Father March returned this morning. Male role models lined up with faculty, Rock Island police officers, and high school sports teams to cheer students on as they entered the school. This is the school's 7th annual march, which is based off the Million Man March that started in Washington, D.C. The school changed a few details to follow COVID-19 guidelines this year. Visitors lined up outside instead of the hallways and could not enter the school, but still such an amazing and very important event, I think.
I like the guy's mullet.
Yeah.
One of the guys had a mullet, and I think it's really cool. So shout out to that guy
Shout
for
out to the
watching.
Mole guy. Very good, very good, very good. Thank you for watching News 8 at 11. Our next news coming up at 5 o'clock. In the meantime, get the latest on WQAD.com. Have a great afternoon.